children. Happy to meet you all in the science class again. Do you remember what we learnt in the previous classes? Yes, we learnt about force and motion, motion and rest. Then we learnt about the types of forces, contact and non-contact forces. Then about animate and inanimate forces. In today's class, we will learn about types of motion. What do you see here? I have a sharpener and a pencil in my hand, and when I want to sharpen the pencil, can you see the motion that is happening here? What kind of a motion is this? This is rotatory motion. Okay, now see, I have a compass in my hand. When you want to draw a circle using your compass, in what way does the compass move? How will you move your compass? You move it in a circular manner. So we call this motion as circular motion. Okay, then when you want to draw a line, a straight line using your scale and your pencil, how do we do that? Our pencil moves in a straight line. So when it moves in a straight line, it is called as linear motion. Now I'm going to hold my pencil in between my fingers and move them like this, back and forth. What is the type of motion here? This is like a swing. The motion which we have in a swing, we call this as oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motion means it moves back and forth. Okay, now here you see a boy playing with a ball. The ball, when he holds it and throws it, the direction of the movement of the ball changes and also the ball moves ahead. This is called as curvilinear motion. Okay, have you seen a honeybee, a busy bee? Yes, its movement, it moves as it likes. The pattern is irregular, so we call it zigzag motion. Okay, now we have the honeybee moving in different paths. When it moves straight, then we call it linear motion. When it moves ahead, then it is curvilinear. When it moves in a circular manner, that is circular motion. When it moves zigzag, then it is zigzag motion. When it moves back and forth, we call it oscillatory motion. Okay, so far we have learnt different types of motion. So should we recall what is motion which we learnt in the previous class? Yes, change in position of an object with respect to time. Think of the 100 meters race that you run during the sports week. Yes, the teacher, when they say get set go, you start running, and they also have a stopwatch to calculate the time that you take to go to the finishing position. Starting position, finishing position, and the time that you take. So that is motion, change in position of an object with respect to time. And the different types of motion that we learnt now are linear motion, curvilinear motion, yes, the throwing of a ball, then circular motion, then we have rotatory motion. Rotatory motion is when something rotates on its axis. It can be the earth rotating on its axis, or a top that you play, that which rotates on its axis. We then have oscillatory motion, which moves back and forth. Now, Swinging of a pendulum in a clock. What kind of a motion is it? It is oscillating. The pendulum is oscillating back and forth. Now tell me, when children play in the swing, what type of a motion is it? It is also oscillatory motion, moving back and forth. We then have the wheel in a cycle. What type of a motion is it? It is rotatory motion. The wheel rotates on its axis. A sprinter running a 100-meter race. So 100-meter race, you run in a straight line. So then we call it linear motion. Have you all enjoyed playing in a giant wheel? You feel thrilled, excited. Okay. So the movement of a giant wheel, what kind of a motion is it? It is rotatory motion. So now about you know already, the earth rotates on its axis. So we call it as rotation or rotatory motion. A rubber band if you take, okay, we learnt about oscillation. Oscillation is moving back and forth. So when the fast vibration, oscillation of any object, it is called as vibration. For fast oscillations are referred to as vibrations. What do you see here? The hour hand in a clock. How many times will it move in a day? Twice. Once for 12 hours, 24 hours, twice a day. So the movement of the hand, okay, that is periodic. Then you see, when you bounce a ball, it touches the ground and goes up at fixed interval of time. Then you would all have gone to the beach and enjoyed the waves in the beach. The water hits the shore at fixed interval of time. So motion repeated in equal intervals of time. Motion repeated in equal intervals of time is called as periodic motion. Do you understand, children? Okay. Then, when nobody is in the park and the swings in the park are moving because of the wind, it moves as the wind blows in any direction. Okay? Such motion which is not in uniform interval, we call it as non-periodic motion. But think of the moon which is revolving around the earth. This is important for us to have the calendar. Yes? So we call this as periodic. Then, when you have your friend sit on the swing and you push your friend, the swing moves in fixed interval of time. Yes? So we call this as periodic motion. Okay. So far we have learnt about periodic and non-periodic motion. Now imagine you are traveling from Chennai to Madurai. When you get into the train is in stationary position. After the train starts, slowly the speed of the train increases. Then there are intermediate stations where the passengers will get down and get in. Then after a long time, the train reaches Madurai. Before it goes to Madurai, as it nears the station, the train slows down gradually and then comes to a stop. So far, was the motion uniform throughout the journey? No. Throughout the journey, from the starting to the end, it was not uniform. But at certain period of time, when the train was steadily moving without any break, the uniform distance would have been covered by the train at uniform intervals of time. We call it as uniform motion. If an object covers uniform distances in uniform intervals, then the motion of the object is called uniform motion. Otherwise, the motion is called non-uniform motion. You would all have seen a tailor stitching clothes. How many motions happen in that machine? Think of the needle. What happens to the needle of the machine? The needle is periodic and it is also linear. The needle stitches the cloth. We then have the wheel which is rotating, and the thread to spin the thread. What kind of a motion it is? Is it rotatory? Then we also have the footrest, which the tailor presses with his foot. Even that is periodic motion. So here we see multiple motion happening at the same time. Shall we see one more example for multiple motion? Yes. When you ride a bicycle, the wheel has its axis and it rotates on its axis. So that we call as rotatory motion. And then on the street or on the road, the cycle is moving forward in a linear path. So here we have another example.
When motion is classified based on paths, we have linear motion, curvilinear motion, circular motion, rotatory motion, oscillatory motion, and zigzag motion.
When motion is classified based on duration, we have periodic motion and non-periodic motion.
And when motion is classified based on speed, we have uniform motion and non-uniform motion.
Children, in today's class, we learnt about types of motion. We learned to define those types. Then we learnt about the path taken by an object. We classified things according to the path taken by the object. And then we learnt to distinguish between uniform and non-uniform motion and periodic and non-periodic motion. Happy learning, children. Thank you.